exactly 9:30 on the night of June 11, 1962, the lights of the Alcatraz prison went out. Most of the inmates shivered on their thin, narrow beds as they tried to get some sleep. But not Frank Morris. Morris waited for the prison to quiet, his heart pounding. If all went according to his plan, he would never sleep behind bars again. For months, Morris and 3 other prisoners, Alan West and brothers Clarence and John Anglin, had been secretly plotting to escape from the bleak prison, perched on an island in the middle of San Francisco Bay. People said it was impossible to break free from the rock, as Alcatraz was known. Morris and his friends were desperate to prove everyone wrong. They had developed an ingenious plan for their escape. At first, they made sure that their cells were placed adjacent to each other. As soon as the 4 inmates were assigned adjacent cells in December 1961, they began formulating the escape plan together, though always under the leadership of Morris, the chief mastermind. Over the subsequent 6 months, the men widened the ventilation ducts beneath their sinks using discarded saw blades found on the prison grounds, metal spoons smuggled from the mess hall, and an electric drill improvised from the motor of a vacuum cleaner. The men concealed the progress of their holes with walls of painted cardboard and the noise of their work with the louder noise of Morris's accordion on top of the ambient din of music hour. Once the holes were wide enough to pass through, the escapees nightly accessed the utility corridor left unguarded directly behind their cell's tier and climbed to the vacant top level of the cell block, where they set up a workshop unknown to the prison staff. Here, with over 50 raincoats, among other stolen and donated materials, they constructed life preservers, as well as a 6x14-foot rubber raft, the seams carefully stitched by hand and sealed by steam pipes' heat. The men concealed their absence while working outside their cells, and after the escape itself, by sculpting dummy heads from a homemade papier-mâché-like mixture of soap, toothpaste, concrete dust and toilet paper, and giving them a realistic appearance with paint from the maintenance shop and hair from the barbershop floor. With towels and clothing piled under the blankets in their bunks, and the dummy heads positioned on the pillows, they appeared to be sleeping. On the night of June 11, 1962, with all preparations in place, the men began their escape. However, the cement around West's vent had hardened, diminishing the hole in size and fixing the grill in place. By the time he managed to remove the grill and re-widen the hole to egress, the others had already left. As he was soon to discover, he busted out to the prison roof only to return to his cell around sunrise and go to sleep. West went on to cooperate fully with the investigators and give them a detailed description of the escape plan, in consequence of which he was not punished for his role in it. From the service corridor, Morris and the Anglins climbed the ventilation shaft to the roof. Guards heard a loud crash as they broke out of the shaft, but since nothing further happened, the source of the noise was not investigated. Hauling their gear with them, they descended 50 feet to the ground by sliding down a kitchen vent pipe, then climbed 2 12-foot barbed perimeter wired fences. At the northeast shoreline near the power plant, a blind spot in the prison's network of searchlights and gun towers, they inflated their raft. At some time after 10 p.m., investigators estimated they boarded the raft, launched it and departed towards the objective, Angel Island, 2 miles to the north. That was all for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit that subscribe button and see you again next week.
What if it's me looking down on